Hey, new little video. On this one, we're going to talk about a little tools that I just came in, and it's going to be the second time I'm doing those videos because apparently my camera didn't pick them up. So I've been talking to myself. um, so it's going to be a three-part. The first part I'm going to explain how this tool kind of came true. The second part I'll explain the exterior of the tool, and the third I'll explain the middle part. So the first part, how did that came true? So I've been watching a lot, like now I was saying, to prepare for my 2 or 3 days of survival without water and electricity. About what should I need and stuff. So I've been reading a lot of books on hygiene, especially because that was kind of a weakness. I've been buying like gear, so like that little radio right over there. I was a new purchase as well for that, and so I've been asking myself a lot of questions. And also in the last year or so, I've been a lot influenced by two major channels. One is Urban Prepper, because I love this style of organizing stuff. I'm kind of more have ideas, and that's pretty much it. And I like how he organizes things. So I've been using a lot of his things to kind of refocus my mind. And so it kind of came at be for this system. Another channel too that's been really helpful is the Canadian Prepper. And the reason I like his channel so much is that even if he talks about post-collapse and stuff, he kind of has the right mix of not too far to the Mad Max kind of style, but not too either, like, just the 72-hour pack. So he's asking questions, but it brings a intellectual and very well thought points. Even sometimes I don't agree all the time, but also he's open to this, and so it's a conversation, and that's why I like. Because a lot of times, like, if you don't like my idea, then just go to another channel. So, which it's kind of like define the purpose of because sadly people do concept of having a debate with that means you disagree with me and that's it, and that means we cannot but having debate is good. This is how we used to do it in the old days, and debates are things that means that we're advancing, because my idea and your idea can be good ideas, but maybe there's a third idea that we didn't even thought about. So and so that's why where debate kind of comes up. The other things too that's been helping to form this is that before I went to nursing school in Quebec, we have to go to college even if we want to go to university, and I did what we call a social science diploma. So it was a lot of course on psychology, sociology, and all that stuff. And so I got very interested in the mind and the sociology and history part. So that's why a lot of time when I talk about things, I talk from a history perspective, because I love history in general. And so the one of the things that also what's very influential is Stephen Covey, the late Stephen Covey books, especially the 7 Habits of the most influential people, most effective people. Sorry. And the one of his book, and I'll put the link of one of the pictures. It's pretty much all over the YouTube, but web. And it's there's 3 layers to a system. It's basically you have your private victory, then you have your public victory, and then you have your synergize with people. And this system will kind of come in there. So I've been very influenced by what he says and stuff. So why this tool? And basically, this is the tool. Is that when I started my journey, I find in preparing, and I've been doing that for quite a while too, like without knowing that it's that, but more like I should say more dedicated to it. But being an outdoor person, I've always been ready. And actually, that's how I became a nurse, because I wanted to know what to do if something happened in the outdoors. So I started to take first aid class. Next thing you know, I'm doing a ski patrol. Next thing you know, I'm a nurse. So this is how I became to always be prepared for stuff. Never been a Boy Scout, but always been like being in the outdoors in situations that sometimes you're like, oh, I wish I knew stuff. So I've always been reading books and stuff and everything. But when I followed that, a lot of people were starting with the bushcraft. It was very oriented towards bushcraft. If all we can do is do bushcraft, and yeah, it is an important skills. Yes, you need to know how to do fires and stuff like that. But it's not the only skills. And sadly, from YouTube channel and stuff, we're focusing a lot on gear and hard skills versus soft skills. And what do I mean by soft skills? So soft skills is like how you communicate with other people, or like negotiation would be a soft skill, leadership would be a soft skill. But sadly, we talk a lot about hard skills, like how to make a fire and stuff. That's a hard skill. And as important as they are, the most things, and then again, when I started that journey, because of my social science background, I got really interested in the mind and how to approach it and how people perceive it, how we think, how we face disaster. And also it helped me. That's why also I took that route, is because in my job it's very important to know, because a lot of time I'm in crisis mode, not a lot of time, pretty much all the time. So in the middle of a code or something like this, we need to think differently and approach things differently, and you need to have a certain set of skills for that. That you have people that are overwhelmed, like one of their loved one is about to die now, and 2 hours before they were talking and chatting and laughing, and then next thing you know, he's on the table half naked, and people are bouncing up and down on him on CPR. So it's quite a shock, and so you have to be able to play with this. And also, as you seeing those kind of disasters, you have to kind of know to care and not to care. And so soft skills becomes very important in my job as well. So that's why I kind of took that route and read a lot of books and stuff. But at the same time, I was following channels, and sadly or truly, I think, I don't know. YouTube's been having a lot of like flavor of the week, like there's a good channel, everybody goes to it, and like Dave Canberry became very popular, and then the whole did he lie, did he not lie, boom, suddenly his channel went down a little bit, and whoops, came back again. And so sadly, what I like about like channels like Canadian Prepper and stuff, they remain critical to, instead of just focusing on the three, to think about the forest. Is that as much as important as it is to have one the skills that like a lot of those channels recommend, it's important also to have a good layers and a good base layer of different skill sets as well, which I find they're not talked about. And so that I find that with this layer is that, first of all, it's going to reorganize my priorities to checking what it is, and also through this, because again it's a lot of soft skills, there's tests that you can do. So if somebody that would start, because when I started there was like all those things like, oh my god, I need to be prepared for nuclear disaster, to an earthquake, to this, to that, and it was like so big you don't even know where to start. But with this, I find like it kind of gives, and you can assess yourself as well, because you can find online tests of like what's those soft skills that you need, and then you do your test, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm strong on this, or I'm weak on that one, so maybe I should work or not work, or also one of the link I'll put, and I'll talk about it in the next videos, is assess your weakness and your strength, and the base of the book is that you shouldn't work on any weakness. You should focus on your strength and get stronger on your strength. Why is that? Is that if you're not meant to be a leader, don't try to be one. But there's other ways that you can compensate or your lack of leadership in a certain way. By doing this in a group, you need all kind of different peoples. Not everybody could be leaders. There's some good leaders and there's some bad leaders, but the bad leaders can be a good co-leaders. Like just like there's a director and there's a co-director and a vice president and a president and stuff, and so there's always kind of different group in a set of people, and you need those sets of skills as well, so somebody can see a situation a certain way. And so by strengthening your strength, you become a better part of this group, and we'll talk a little bit more about the next stuff. So that's where this tool kind of came, is to kind of refocus some of the skills I would need and reassess myself and everything. So we'll do part 2, which will be, like I said, the outside of the tools, and then the inside of the. So talk to you later.